Abdul Amir, and all students, thank you very much. Okay, Ali Akbar, Abdul Karim, and other students. Okay, at first let me prove this theorem for you that we expressed this in the previous session. A topological space such as X and 2 is housed of if and only if every convergence net in the space has a unique limit. Okay, my voice and image is good. Do you have any problem, dear students? Do you have any problems? Okay. Thank you, Muhammad Hassan, Mustafa. Thank you very much. So, we want to prove that a topological space is housed of if and only if every convergence net has a unique limit. Okay? At first, okay. Proposition a topological space. Let me write by another color such as green. Topological space X and 2 is housed of if and only if every net in X has at most one limit. Okay, at most, because a net may be don't have any limit in X, but if a net has a limit, this limit must be unique. Okay. Proof. At first, assume that X is Hausdorff. Assume that X is Hausdorff. Okay. And for example, this is a net in X such that this net converges to X and converges to Y. We must prove that X is equal to Y. The limit of any convergence net is unique. Okay. For this statement, if X not equal to Y, then since X is Hausdorff, there exists, oh, there is two open subset of G of X such as U and V with these properties. Three properties: X must belong to U, Y belong to V, and U, the intersection of U and V is empty set. Please note that this U and V are in tow because U and V are open set. Okay. Now since x alpha converges to x by our assumption, and U open and x is an element of U, there exists one element in our index sets, such as lambda 1, for example, or alpha 1. In I, such that if alpha have these properties, then x alpha must belong to U. Similarly, if or since x alpha converges to y, V is an open set and y is an element of V, there exists alpha 2 in I, such that for each alpha with this property, x alpha must belong to V. If alpha 3, for example, consider by this properties alpha 3 has this relation with alpha 1 and alpha 2, okay, and this alpha 3 exists because this relation is n ordered and x or I is an ordered set, okay, I is an ordered set. This is an ordered set and this relation is, this x is directed. We have this property for each alpha and beta in or I. This x is I in our proof. There exists one element with these two properties, okay? So that we have this alpha 3 with this property. Now, if we consider these two statements, for example 1 and 2, we see that by 1 and 2, we see that x alpha 3 must be belong to both of u and v, because alpha 3 is greater than alpha 1 and alpha 3 is greater than alpha 2, so that both of these relation must be whole. And this is a contradiction because these two sets must be empty. The intersection of these two sets must be empty, and these two sets must be disjunct. Okay? Now for the converse, we must assume that any convergence net in X has a unique limit, and then we must prove that X must be Hausdorff. For this, let every or any convergence net in X has a unique limit and X is not Hausdorff. Okay? Then by this last assumption, X is not Hausdorff. There are two distinct points such as X and Y, such that or which cannot be separated by neighborhoods. Okay? On the other hand, or equivalently if u and v belong to 2, x belong to u and y belong to v, then this u and v is non-empty set. So that if we consider this set all neighborhoods around x multiplied by all neighborhoods around y, then for each u and v in this product there exists an element such as this in this intersection. Okay, this intersection must be non-empty set, so that have an element such as this. Now we see that these nets okay in x have these two properties. This net tend to x and tend to y. Please note that this is a net because this is a directed set. Okay, this is a directed set by inverse inclusion. any family of sets with converse inclusion is a directed set. Okay. And these two statements hold easily because, for example, for this, we see that for each neighborhood of X, we see that this is our index such as alpha 1 in I, because this is our directed set, and this is an index in this set. Okay, this is our index set in this group. Okay, such as I, and this index have these properties that if we consider any index such as this with let me write by this direction. Okay, then this member of net that belong to this intersection must be belong to U, and U is a subset of N. Okay, because all element in this product such as U and V have these properties that U must belong to this and V belong to this, so that the proof of limit, the conditions of limit is holds, because for limit we have these properties. This converge to X, it means that for each N, okay, there exists an index such as alpha 0 such that for each alpha with these properties X alpha must belong to N, and we see this because this is our neighborhood and this is this alpha 0, okay, in our I, for example this I, okay, such that for each alpha created than this alpha 0, okay, we have x alpha is an element of N. So that only it is important that you consider this as your directed set, and this is as an index in this directed set, and similarly for these. And this is a contradiction because we found a net that converges to 2 points in X. Okay, this contradiction proves that so that the proof of this is easily. Similarly, we can prove that this net converges to Y. Okay, we use this definition of convergence in topological spaces. Okay, do you understand, dear students, this proof? Do you understand this proof? This is very difficult or not? Let me write in Google Translate. Okay, thank you Hamid Hassan, Mustafa, Ali Akbar, Abdul Jabbar, thank you very much. Thank you Aqil Al Husseini. Okay, and Abdul Karim. Now we continue so that we prove this proposition 2.28. A topological space is housed up in and only if every convergence net in the space has a unique limit. Okay, in the previous session we define the inherited topology, and I see some students prove that this is a topology on Y. Okay, thank you very much for this students. Every topology can be inherited to another topology. Ahmad Mandil and some other students such as Amer Mehdi prove this. This is very nice and also easy. Now for this definition that we want proof product topology, okay, we have a family of topological spaces such as this: xi to I belong to I. Be a family of topological spaces, and x and tau be the topological product the function pi from x to xi defined by this. This is projection map. Projection map. Okay. This is called coordinate projections. You can think that pi as picking out the ith component of x. Okay. So that it is important that in this product is as a set is the product space. Okay, product space. You know that if this is a family of sets, then its product is this set. We can denote it by this. Okay, and this is the set of all f from I to the union of these sets such that for each I, fi must belong to xi. Okay, please note that this is a generalization of this case, that we have a finite number of sets. Then this exactly equal to this product. Okay, because you know that this product can be written as this n tubes such that xi okay, xi is an element of xi. Okay, in this case all of this n tube can be considered as n functions from this set to the union of this xi from 1 to n by these properties that fi belong to xi, and we denoted this by xi, okay, and we can denote this f by this n tube, okay. So that this is the definition of product of arbitrary sets, arbitrary, not necessarily finite set element or finite number of sets, okay. Product of arbitrary number of sets. The set of all a from I to the union of xi such that for each I, fi belong to xi, okay. So that in this topological product, this x is product of these sets. But what is this tau? It's topology in this x, okay. What is the product topology on this set? We define this topology in the following, okay. In this book, any element of x denoted by this, but this is not exactly. Please note that this index is not necessarily countable, that we can write in this manner, okay. This element or this set may be uncountable, but for the topology of this product space, this topology, we have this definition. Let this is a family of topological space, and x equal to the product of these sets as sets, okay. We don't have any topology in this set at now. Depending on whether or not I is a finite set, we can have two different topologies on x. If I is finite, case 1, then we use the box topology to equal to this product, okay, or by this notation, if I is finite, in the case of I is a finite set, okay, we consider tau equal to this product for each I, ui must belong to 2i, okay. For each I in all index, ui is an open set, or by all notation, you can write this. UI is an open set in HTML, okay? And is called box topology. So that in this case, we have this topological space X, this X with this topology on X. It is very trivial that this is a topology on this set. Okay? And if I is an infinite set, then the box topology would have too many elements to return its desirable properties. Instead, we define to be quadratic topology that make the coordinate projects pi continuous. Okay, this topology on X in the case that I is infinite is this. The chorus topology, okay, or weaker topology that make the coordinate project these functions are continuous. Okay, so that in the case that this set is infinite, tau equal to this topology. Such that for each I, this coordinate projection is continuous. Okay, continuous. Closest or weakest topology. So that for each I, this function must be continuous. Okay, so we have this theorem. Please note that a function f from x to y is continuous on x if and only for any open subset of y this inverse image must be open subset of x, so that for each ui, for example, for into I in topology of xi, this set must be belong to 2. The inverse image of any open subset of xi must be an open subset in x, or must be in the topology of x that we define in the last line. Okay, so that we have this, because please note that this set please note that this set equal to the product of this set, for example, okay, such that ui equal to vi, and for each j not equal I, vj equal to xj. Okay, in the finite case this is equal to this, or in by the book notations this equal to this set, for example x1 x2 x sorry ui, and more exactly we can write xi minus 1, then ui, then I plus 1, and up to the end. All of this is full of xi's. Okay, only this is ui, and other one equal to whole of spaces. Okay, and this is trivial because that this set equal to the set of, please note that pi is a function from x to xi. Okay, so that this is the set of all x such that pi of x pi of x belong to xi, belong to ui. Okay, the set of all x such that pi of x belong to ui. And this is equal to this because the only condition is this property pi of x belong to ui. We don't have any control on other index such as g, okay, so that other indexes can be arbitrary element in xj, okay. So that this is equal to this set, so that all of these for each I in our index set and for each ui into I, we have these sets must be belong to 2. All of this must be belong to 2 because we want that these functions are continuous, okay. So that for each finite number of index such as I1, In, for example, and each ui1 into I1, uin into In, these intersections must be belong to 2 because we know that any topology is closed under finite intersection, okay. This set must be belong to 2 because 2 is a topology so that closed under finite intersection, closed under finite intersection. And also note that this intersection equal to this intersection this is In, okay, In, and also this. Equal to the products such as this. For each I in this set, we I car or can consider car. equal to UI car, and if car not belong to or J not belong to this set, I1, IN, then Vj equal to whole of X. Because all of these sets have this format, so that this intersection have this format, okay? Or for two cases you can see that, for example, if we intersect these two sets, these two sets such as this, for example, Uj, then J plus 1 up to the end, the intersection of these two equal to this set. If we denoted this by A and this by B, this is our conversation. But please note that if we denoted this A and B, then this intersection equal to this intersection equal to this set, for example, X. If J is less than I, for example, Uj, then Xj and Ui, Xi up to the N. So that only we have Uj and Ui. Okay, Uj and Ui. In the general case, if we have N index, this intersection have this format that this is a product of xj's except these indexes that vi k equal to ui k. Okay, and all of these must be belong to tau again, because any topology is closed under finite intersections. Now this is the base of our topology. This is the base of our topology. Such that these index are arbitrary in our index set, and uij are open is the base for or topology or product topology 2. Product topology 2. And also these sets are a subbase for our topology. If we consider only this set, this is a base for tau, and this set is this set is a base for tau, and this set is the subbase for tau, because you know that for any subbase, if we consider finite intersections, we reach to a base such as this. Okay, so that the product topology is generated, or this is a base, is generated from the basis this. All products such as this, such that ui is an element of 2i and xi not equal ui for finitely many I, that I write this for you with these notations. Okay, this is finite intersection, that all of these have this form. This product have this property. Only for finite number of these vik equal to uik, but other index have this property vj equal to xj. This is a base for this tau. Okay, and now we have a topological space. At first we define this product set. Okay, the product set, and then its topology. The set of x is this product set. Okay, and this tau is a topology on this set that defined by this base. We define the base of tau, so that any element of tau is an arbitrary union of these sets. Okay, if we denoted this by beta, for example, this is the base of product topology, not whole of product topology. Each element in tau have this format. U equal to the union of this U. Let me write this in this space. U equal to the union of this U alpha. Okay, this set is the base for tau, so that U is open in product topology, such that U can be written as a union of the member of tau. There exists in beta in our base, such that U is the union of these elements. Okay, I think it is enough for this session. We will continue in the next weeks, inshallah. Do you have any problem, dear students? Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention and good night.